What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. It is Spurs versus Manchester United. It's a big game in general, and it's a bigger game because, as the title says, the top four race hit Hots up. Now, whether you want to include Man United in the top four race, that is what we're going to get into in the next half an hour before kickoff. Got Cameron backstage, Canadian Cam, and a couple guys I think they should be joining as well. But yeah, listen. Manchester United versus Spurs. The lineups are out. We're gonna get right into it. Cam, what are you saying?
How you doing, man? I'm chilling.
Let me check. Is this your first time on Nick Sports?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
welcome. Your debut. I see T Smith in the comments says get Danny on. I think he should be coming. So we shall see. Big up Rachel in the comments as well. First 11, Devil's Avocado, as she calls herself. And big up Adrian as well. Yeah, I'm trying the thing. Listen, Cam, the lineup. This is the lineup right here. Dean Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, and Cavani. We're going to start at the back, actually. Start with Dean Henderson. Now, obviously, we've had a lot of discussions in the group chat over the last couple of weeks regarding Dean Henderson, David De Gea. Dean Henderson's in goal today. Are you happy? What's your thoughts on that decision?
It makes sense. So long as Ollie has now decided that David De Gea is going to be the Europa League keeper, it shouldn't be one. It shouldn't go. He shouldn't be doing this weird. You know how he had Romero go in Europa League, then he moved him out for De Gea. As long as David De Gea has now solidified Europa and Dean gets to finish out the year in the league, cool. I'm okay with it. It makes sense. I think David De Gea is gone next year, and I think it's kind of a Ollie sentimental bit. He's probably like, "Yo, go win us a trophy, and then I'll let you ride off in the sunset." I'm cool with that move. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, listen, I had a big discussion, I think last week with Danny regarding the goalkeepers and that kind of thing. Because obviously at that point, David De Gea hadn't played since he went away for the birth of his child. And obviously we know he played against Granada, so I'm expecting him to play against Granada in the second leg. That's the first thing. So, as you know, if he's going to be sharing, so Dean Henderson gets the rest of the league games. So that's 8 plus the 4 that he had already. That'd be 12 consecutive league games to see, is this guy, and of course you will never truly know, even after 12 games you never truly know, but you get a better assessment to say whether or not this team or he's ready to be Man United's number one for at least next season, and we see how he progresses.
There's also something to be said because Donnarumma's out of contract, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think there's been a lot of chatter around, like when people say, is Dino good enough? It's like, well, then is there somebody out there better, right? And I think that's the only keeper that would be available that you could say might be better. Like, I'm not saying he is. He had a lot of hype years ago, and then he never left AC, and he hasn't really done much since. I mean, second in the league, well, for a bit they were second, but you know what I mean? It's like, I think we're trying to make sure Dino's the right guy before we decide to have a De Gea has to go.
And I think, obviously, you got two quality goalkeepers. I'm going to bring in Indiana in the back just now. We've got two quality goalkeepers. And so I think playing one or the other doesn't weaken the 11 in any way. I guess they both have their different strengths and weaknesses. But overall, I think their level of goalkeeping at this point is pretty similar. And because of the gap we have, or how comfortable we are in the top four, depending on who you speak to, it's a risk. It's a quote-unquote risk worth taking. Indiana, you there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm here.
We're starting off at the back. What are you saying about Dean Henderson? Looks like he's now Ollie's first choice for league games at the moment, and obviously David there playing the cups.
I don't have a problem with either keeper playing, to be honest. I don't have a problem with it. I like the competition. If De Gea is going to leave, we need to see Henderson playing games.
Yeah,
that has to happen. So I've got no issue with the keeper at all. That's the least of my worries at Man United, I'll be honest.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think some people make a bigger deal out of it than it should be. Give me 1 second. I just want to bring up the league table at the same time because obviously, we're speaking Man United, but we are playing Spurs. They are. Oh, why did that work like that? Damn it. All right, let's see. Let me bring up the league table. And then we'll go through the the rest of the lineup. I think the back four pretty much picks itself, so it's not
It
even
always
worth.
picks itself.
It's not even worth talking about. But look at the league table here. So we've got obviously Man City on 74 points, 32 games. Man United 2 games down, 60 points, so 14 points behind Man City with 2 games in hand. Spurs are in 7th. So Spurs are in 7th, 49 points. They got 1 game in hand on the rivals above them, obviously excluding Manchester United. West Ham won today. They just got over the line in the end, 3-2. You know, I'm gutted I didn't have Lingard in my FPL, but I'm glad.
I started him.
but I'm glad I brought in Kelechi Iheanacho. So, you know, I got something back. I got something back. But West Ham, 1 point off Leicester, the top club in London at the moment. Spurs, on a Spurs note, going to Cam first. This is a must-win for them if we're talking about getting into the top 4. It's a must-win for them.
This is do or die. This is their season right here. This game, they have to win it. Like, I love coming into these games where it's like, I hope our team plays without complacency, but the pressure isn't as heavy on us. And you know what I mean? Like, Jose's just been moving mad. He's been doing the full Jose. Like, Toby Alderweireld not being in the team. Just, like, I love it. It's they have to win it. You're right. This is a must win. And look at this. This is crazy. Like, it's so funny. If we do win today, all these people who were just talking about United not beating top 6 teams and not going to be cemented in the top 4, like, you know, I'm one of those people who I've never been worried about our top 4 position.
Yeah.
So it's like, I love it. Today, if we win this game, I'm gonna have a nice day. If we don't, I'll be all right too. But
and so looking at Spurs, obviously, if Spurs were win today, they go 52 points, so they'll go above Liverpool on goal difference. That would bring a 4-point gap between Leicester in 3rd and Spurs in 7th. Everton also got 2 games in hand. I think one of them is against Aston Villa, maybe both of them even, because they haven't played them yet this season. If they were to win those 2, they'll be on 53. So we could have a point where there's only 4 points separating 3rd and 8th. As long as we're far away from that, I'm excited. I can watch these matches like, yeah, this is exciting stuff. I don't want no part of it. Indiana, for you, Spurs, is that a must win? Does Jose have to win this game if they have any chance of getting top 4?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, all these teams they have to go for it now. You can't let the pack get away from you because it's so tight, it's so close. But in terms of today, I don't think I've been this confident all season. I'm feeling really confident about beating Spurs today because of this. Because we beat Granada 2-0. We've got the buffer of 2 goals. Revenge on Spurs. Like, they beat us 6-1. There's no excuse for the players, for Man United players today. They should be up for this. I think Ollie will want revenge. Secure top, secure 2nd in the league. And Spurs have to come out. They have to come out. They have to win this game.
This is an interesting thing because I think they do need to win the game. But is Jose a come out type of manager? He'll be like, we need to win this game, so let's nick it 1-0. Like, I don't think anything's going to change. You're
not going to attack us.
Neeks, I can't see Dyer being able to keep control of Cavani. Like, that's the perfect player you want for Dyer. Is Cavani. Let him drag him around all over the place. It's a shame Dorothy's not fit and playing. But
the reason, I think I agree. Like, I think it's Jose. I don't think he knows how to really go for it. And I think when we look at our lineup, I think Ollie's done something interesting here. I think Pogba's actually going to be on the left, not the right. But I think he purposely didn't put Pogba in the midfield. And there's one of my buddies, Alexi, was talking about this, and he made a good point. Because Pogba, if there's one person who knows his weaknesses, it's Mourinho. And Pogba against Spurs, he has been caught out in the midfield before, just dawdling on the ball. So Mourinho would probably attack him there, but Mourinho's not going to know what to do if he's out on the wing. I think that's why Ollie did this today, personally. I don't think it'll be a diamond.
I think we've done it because we don't have players fit enough. I think if Dan James is fit, he plays.
No, but he might. But then does that mean he? No way, he wouldn't drop Pogba,
like
would
he?
He wouldn't. No, you know what the thing is. You may be right, but based on all our big games this season, everyone listen, smash the like button where you're in here right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. In all the big games this season, he's gone with McTominay and Fred. So you may be right. In this case, he may have gone different, but I can only base it on what's happened in the past. So I have no evidence to suggest that he would have gone with Pogba in the middle along with either Fred or McTominay in such a game, in a game that he doesn't have to win. I think in a game where Solskjaer doesn't have to win, he's happy. He's in his comfort zone. Let's lock up that midfield and hit them on the break. If it ends 0-0, like all the other Big Six games, then we're good. We're good.
Why do you think he doesn't have to win? I think he does have to win.
Not in terms of his objective set by his boss in terms of qualifying for the top 4. He doesn't have to win. For us fans, yeah, he has to win. But I'd
like to think that the manager of Manchester United is telling himself we have to win.
He'll tell them that, but I mean, he'll probably take a draw. He'll take a draw.
I want that to think like that. I know what you're saying in terms of the board and the owners and what have you, but he should want to win this game. Beating Spurs today is a statement to the league.
Yeah.
It really is.
It depends how we beat them. If we beat them 1-0, no one ain't batting an eyelid. If we beat them 3-0, people might think
3 points.
Listen,
it's feather in his cap because the top 6 this year, and I have to look at it afterwards. I think there's only been a few wins, right? So like between top 6 playing each other, everybody's been kind of stalemating or boring. And so it's like for me, this would be a feather in his cap where it's like, cool, I beat City, I beat Tottenham. We're going to beat Liverpool coming up. That's 3 wins against the top 6.
And we beat Liverpool in the cup already this season.
Right. So it's kind of like if you have four top 6 wins throughout the year, and then the rest were they're all draws. We only lost to Spurs. The Spurs, I hate talking about the Spurs loss because like no one talks about it in context of what really happened. Like we came out, looked the better side, and then Martial punched somebody in the throat. Like it is unfortunate, but like I think we looked the better side that game, and I think he's going to want us to go at them the same way. Just the last few games we've come out firing. Last few games, like we just had this lull afterwards. Yeah. We need to keep that up.
Hala Madrid says, "Don't you dare!" He's a Real Madrid fan. He hates Mourinho, so he does not want Jose to win at all. Don't you dare, he says. Big up 4th Official Rome in the chat as well. So listen, moving forward to the midfield, obviously I said the back 4 picks itself really and truly. We know that Maguire, Shaw and McTominay are out of Granada in the second leg with a suspension, so they were always going to start today, in my opinion. Even if he went with a Pogba in the middle, he would go with probably McTominay, and Pogba and Fred would have played the second leg. In terms of the front 3, so I've gone with Pogba on the right, Rashford left, Bruno in the 10. It might be Pogba left, as Cam suggested. Do you think it's the right decision to have Pogba out wide, or is it too conservative? Has Solskjaer got to a point where he needs to be bolder with his tactics, with his selection, and to an extent prove that he's capable of coaching an attacking team whilst keeping solid defensively? Indiana first.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to get the best out of what he's got, and I think so. I wouldn't want to see Pogba on the left. I think look, Pogba's a world-class player. I think he can play anywhere in the midfield and do a job. It's not his best position, but we know. But I don't want to see Rashford on the right. I'd rather see Rashford in his best position. And if Pogba's out of his position, let him cover that position where we're weak.
Well, this is why I put Pogba, and I'll bring in Danny into the chat. This is why I've put Pogba wide right. He played Pogba wide right against Liverpool in that game with Rashford. I want to say Rashford was on the left, sometimes it's through the middle. I can't remember exactly. So I've put him out there thinking that he's going to do that. We don't know, but Rashford against Aurier is something I want to see. I want Rashford to go. I know he hasn't really been dribbling in the way that he has in the past, probably carrying injury as well. But Rashford against Aurier is something that I want to see, and something that has troubled Spurs in the past. Before I come to Cam, Danny, we've gone through part of the lineup already, but looking at the lineup, we're talking about the Pogba situation. Are you happy to see Pogba out wide? Would you prefer to see in the middle, or do you understand why Solskjaer's done what he's done?
You know what it is? Like I'd prefer it if Ollie just give these players rope to hang themselves. For me, I'm at that point. That's how I feel. So Tottenham shouldn't warrant this attention. Unfortunately, though, even with Fred and McTominay there, right? You'll see Harry Kane is still going to expose those two and find space between them. You'll see it off the ball. Watch Harry Kane, and then watch Fred and McTominay communicate to close that gap with a direct ball into him. You'll see them get it wrong, because every time we play Harry Kane, even with these two, we do that anyway. So with Paul Pogba, it's even worse. It's even worse. So I do get it, but I'm like, let the players give them the rope to hang themselves. I heard what Indiana was just saying there, and for me, I'd rather Paul Pogba's on the left because Aurier would prefer someone direct to go up against. Actually, I don't think Rashford's got the better of him as often as we'd like to think he has.
Okay.
And for me, Paul Pogba on the left, hitting that diagonal ball to Marcus Rashford on the right hand side for me makes sense. Also,
Danny, do you not think
I
that
don't
weakens
want.
us, though?
Do you know what
Do
it
you
is
think
as
that
well?
weakens us more?
Well, Indiana, I don't want Paul Pogba tracking a Reguilon back. I think Marcus. In fact, I think if Marcus Rashford plays on that right hand side, this is just a guess, he won't be tracking back at all. You'll see Bruno tucking in, you'll see McTominay and Wan-Bissaka dealing with that situation, and Fred shifting over. That's what I think you'll see, and Paul Pogba shifting over from the left. So we give them the switch and stay compact. If you guys want to hit the switch and hit crosses in, we're prepared for you because we're compact in the middle. That's what I think would happen if it's the other way around.
I like the link up between Shaw and Rashford. That's worked really well. I don't mind. Maybe they're going to be like a fluid three between Bruno.
So that's what I was gonna say. I actually think I wouldn't be surprised.
Because Pogba's going to tuck in, right?
Yeah, you guys are ambitious. You guys are really ambitious.
But listen,
yes, I am, Danny. I want to.
Go on, Cam.
So this is where I think there's the freestyle football might come in, like that everybody talks about. I actually think Pogba might roam a lot today. I think we might see Pogba all over the pitch. I don't think we're going to see him stuck to the right-hand side. We've seen Rashford when this happens, like he'll end up on that right-hand side a lot. We'll see Bruno go out wide to the right-hand side a lot. I don't think Pogba will just stick to that right-hand side. He's going to be all over the pitch, in my opinion. And I think that's going to be an instruction from Ollie. Be like, just go impact the game, Pogba. That's really what it is. It's like we don't trust our right wingers at this stage, clearly. Dan James will probably come in at some point because Rashford's
he's injured.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there it is. All right,
Dan James injured. Greenwood's got a niggle, so he's on the bench.
So that's it. So Pogba, in my opinion, is going to be moving all around the pitch. I don't think he's going to just sit to that right hand side. I truly believe he'll be moving, and I don't have a problem with it. Like I don't give Spurs enough credit to be worried about their midfield. Rashford needs.
Devil's Avocado says Rashford and AWB combo on the right has done deteriorating my mental health. Listen, stay strong, Rachel. Stay strong.
That's good. No, I just don't think. Yeah, man. I truly just don't give the midfield of Tottenham enough credit to be like we have to worry about them as much. They're not going to be controlling the game. We're going to be in possession most of the game. So Pogba, just go out, get on the ball, make something happen. Like Bruno getting spaces, Rashford getting spaces. Cavani, we already know is going to be moving all over the place and causing fits for Dyer. So Pogba, just get on the ball. I think that's what it's going to be, in my opinion. I could be wrong. But.
I agree, but I think if we get Paul Pogba on the ball on the left, because if you play him on the right, I don't know if you guys remember. Do you remember Payet, who played for West Ham?
Yeah.
He spoke about it a lot. The reason why he doesn't play in the 10, why he'd start from the left, is so he can see the pitch from the left, looking all the way across. Whereas I think Paul Pogba, it's similar for him. On the right, it's a little bit. He doesn't like to go down the outside of people. He likes having the option of going down the left or coming central.
But this is why we speak about our squad being so imbalanced. Even the bloody central midfielders prefer to be on the left. Like everyone wants to be on the left.
And we've got two left footers in McTominay and sorry, not McTominay. Yeah, I put them together. I'm about to say McFred there and Fred and Matic. But for me, I think if Rashford plays on the right, he'll be off the ball more. I don't think he's going to be getting fed the ball, and we're going to see him trying to be a winger, getting to the byline crossing. I think he'll be off the ball. And I think you'll see Bruno and Pogba in particular, long ball, long diagonal, long passes. I call them long passes because they're not long balls are hitting hope. Long passes are more precise. I think we'll see long passes from the left for Marcus Rashford off the ball. And have you guys spoken about Cavani yet? Are you surprised he started?
No. So we're moving forward now. So what I was literally going to say in terms of Cavani, obviously Solskjaer said that Mason Greenwood's got a bit of a niggle. Solskjaer says a lot, so we can only, I guess you can take his word for it, or you can not. It doesn't really make a difference. Greenwood's in the squad, and people say if you're in the squad, you're fit enough to start.
Yeah.
I'll start with Indiana actually. Are you happy to see Cavani as a 9 as opposed to Greenwood? Or
yes.
Why?
Yes, because I think
Greenwood's a future. Cavani's leaving.
That's got nothing to do with the fact that Cavani's movement is so much better, and Eric Dyer is dreadful. He is terrible. I think he's perfect to drag Eric Dyer out and then let Pogba and Bruno run in those spaces. Let them get in there, get them on the ball. Like I want to see Pogba come inside, take shots today, 1-2s. I want to see all that, and Cavani makes all that happen with his movement up top. This back four of Spurs is not good at all. It is
No, it's
a
not.
good
It's not.
back
It's
four.
terrible. What are you saying, Danny?
No, I think Ian makes a good point. I think not having Paul Pogba in central midfield, it means Højbjerg can't pinpoint him. You can't lock him down. You focus on Bruno, that leaves Pogba free, whichever side he plays on. Like Indiana said, whatever side he plays on, you want to see him eventually come in narrow and exploiting that space between the centre backs and the midfield.
Okay, before you go on, let me ask then: is this Pogba? Because obviously we look at this and we say this is a defensive lineup or conservative because he's going with two defensive midfielders. But is this the most attacking we could have gone with the types of player we had? And I say that in the sense that if you play them both through the middle and you have Ndombele, Højbjerg, and I'm not sure who the other midfielder is, and that place gets very congested, we have no other creators on the pitch. You can't say, let's go out wide. So does he put Pogba out there to say, well, if you lock down the midfield, we still have a creator out wide. He's not a winger, but he's a creator. Therefore, we can attack more.
You know what? It's funny you bring that up. For me, it doesn't really matter if we played Greenwood or Daniel James out there. For me, they're not creative players.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not.
So actually, this is I know people want to see patterns of play are supposed to be responsible for creativity, but in reality, if a team's not creating, you count how many creative players are on the pitch. And at best, we can really have two genuine creative players on the pitch, and they're on the pitch now, or they will be, in Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba, and at a stretch, a third and fourth option in Rashford and Shaw. But as I always say, if any one of you were building a team in FIFA, Football Manager, Pro Evolution, whatever your poison is, would you have? If you were looking at creative players, would you put Rashford and Shaw in that list? Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. So this is as much creativity as we can have on the pitch at one time, unless Donny van de Beek was in there.
Shaw, I don't know. I think Shaw's been creative this year. I think he's created a lot. He's not your.
But there's much more creative fullbacks than Shaw in
100%. I don't disagree with that. I just think he's done the job this year. And when I look at Cavani starting over Greenwood, Ollie's a liar. Like Rachel's right. He's used that whole "I'm a nice guy" persona to just mess with the media this year. How many times has he just lied blatantly? Like, this player's not going to. Like, I remember a few weeks ago, Scott McTominay I thought was out for weeks, and then he started. Yeah. And Ollie had said it. He had been like, "Yeah, Scott's out for a few weeks," and then the next week he started. So I think Greenwood's probably okay. I do believe there's still an era of we need Greenwood for Granada. I still think there's an era of that, right? Like.
There's
an air that Cavani could get injured in this game.
Yes, exactly.
But I remember, Danny, I said that when we did the preview last. I said from here on in, when Martial was out, from here on in, Greenwood and Cavani should not be starting the same team. Because if one of them goes down, then we've got only one for the rest of the season because of Martial's injury. So I think he has to rotate.
Cavani between
he
now
could
and
still get
season,
injured in the
he will go down. Yeah, he could, exactly. Yeah,
no, he really could.
When I look at the lineup too, if you think about it, like everybody talks about Scott as like a DM, like, and we've talked about it ad nauseum in a group chat that he's not. He likes to get forward, man, and like I wouldn't be surprised if he fills in a lot of those spaces moving forward too in this game, because I just looked at the lineup for the Spurs. If it's correct, Jose's only playing two man in the midfield. He's only playing Tanguy.
Because he's got Lo Celso in the 10.
But he tends to play Lo Celso a bit deeper, which surprises me. Because that's not what he played for Betis. But
it's Jose doesn't really
in this game too.
But listen, guys, before we got about 2 minutes before we're going to head off. So there's a question here a comment from Adrian. He says, I want you guys' opinions that some fans have that Ollie is playing like Mourinho. So my question on that really is, at what point, because I think we can all agree the football that we play is not great on the eye. It's really not. It's not what we grew up Manchester United. We know. And it's not even what Solskjaer speaks about in the press, how he wants to play versus how we actually see us playing, whether that's down to personnel, whether that's down to coaching, whatever, pick your choice. But my question is, at what point does Solskjaer have to improve the style of play to a level that's acceptable? Because obviously the results are improving. And if we improve results at the same rate next season, let's say we get an additional 10 points on top of 76, you're in 86, you're in title winning bracket. At what point is the style of play imperative that he gets it together and we're playing?
Next season. I think next season when fans come in the stadium, we're going to finish second. But next season, when we're pushing for things, pushing for more trophies, because I think we're still going to win the Europa, but when we're pushing for more trophies, I think it has to be more attractive. I think
I'll make a prediction now. If Man United get a good defensive midfielder or central midfielder who has more to their game in terms of passing and stuff like that, someone like Declan Rice, who's got way more potential than people realize, and the right winger, you'll see the style of football change. That's my prediction right now. The style of play, sorry, Cam, style of play is directly linked to the personnel you have available to you. I was in a thread with Saeed where he asked me, "Yo, how come Brighton's structure seems better?" And I'm like, because they have the personnel perfect for 4-4-2. And they execute the 4-4-2 according to that personnel perfectly, similar to West Ham. So when you guys talk about systems, always walk the conversation back to player profile and do you have the right players for that system? And I always say to people, 4-2-3-1, look at Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid, Bayern Munich teams, blah, 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 and look at the player profiles in the key positions and you'll see why we struggle in this system.
Final point from you, Cam.
So with Danny, I agree. Like Danny knows, but I think Danny and I have the exact same target for the summer. It's Declan Rice and Sancho. That's buy those two and we're good. This is a simple answer to that question. When we spend more than 20 million on attacking players for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that's when we'll see a change in play. Like everybody wants to talk about like, oh, he plays like Jose. We have spent 20 million. 20 million, that's it. Dan James and Cavani was free on attacking players for Ollie, and you're like, you want him to play expansive pep football. Get out of here. I'm tired of that. Like, it's so dumb.
Listen, guys, thanks, Danny, Cam, Indiana, for joining me. All the guys in the comments, like and subscribe to the channel. Kickoff is a minute away, probably less. So we're going to tune into that. I'll be back after my review on the Terrace with a match review here on Neeks Sports. Make sure you check out everyone else's channel. We've got Indiana First 11. First 11 X. What TV? First 11 TV. Danny Devil in the DL and Cam. Where can they catch you?
Trafford Talk or Terrace, either.
And of course his at there is there on the screen. Guys, listen. Hopefully, Man United can get the win. Quick prediction: win, lose, draw. What are you lot saying?
4-0 win. I'm going for it. 4-0 win.
Danny,
I'm going to say win, but I think we're going to draw.
It's a draw.
Oh, by the way, very quickly, Tottenham don't need to win this game. Mourinho knows that, so he'll play for a draw.
It's a draw.
I'm going 0-0. That's how we.
Come on, no, you can't.
The timeline is going to go.
Yeah, exactly. I can't go on Twitter.
The timeline's going to go crazy.
Jesus Christ.
We'll see Johnny and Alex. We'll see Johnny and Alex on the review on the Terrace. We'll see you soon.